Say, for example, you just moved here to Auburn, Alabama, and say even more, you moved here from a different country. And say you're trying to look for a Muslim community, and say as a male, you want to go to Jum'ah prayer, Friday prayers, right? So let's say you go there on one Friday, and as soon as you get there, there's an overflow. There's so many people over there. So you try to find a place to pray. You can barely hear the imam. If you make it through the prayer, which is amazing, you might think maybe it's not really worth it to go next Friday because it doesn't feel like it is built for this many people. I can just pray at home, which is really unfortunate. And I think it's an impression that a lot of people get from coming to Auburn.
People end up praying at home, praying in each other's homes. And, there's not a reasonable place for women to be able to use the restroom. That really affects attendance, unfortunately. And for a lot of us, if women aren't coming, then there's fewer children that are coming. It makes me sad because I think the opportunity for being able to just get over that hump of get to that new space, then all of those folks would come back because they're hungry for that space. They're hungry to come back. I think we're at that inflection point of really needing to provide a new space that meets the needs of the women, that meets the needs of children, that meets the needs of the number of men that we have coming to pray.
First thing is that our community is getting really big. Alhamdulillah. That's a great thing. That's not a problem. That's the good thing. We want our community to get bigger. We want to have more chances to connect and more people that we can call family and that we can relate to. Our masjid is not able to hold that amount. We can't have Eid prayers, even regular Taraweeh prayers at night are very hard. Some people just end up leaving in frustration because there's not a spot for them to pray.
Right now, I get really concerned because the children play in the playground, which the playground is connected to the parking lot. And so most of the children are playing in a parking lot.
Ramadan iftars are also very difficult. People don't have a place to sit. The second thing is that our current masjid is really old.
The masjid that we're in right now was an old home that was built, almost 100 years ago. Picture a 6-bedroom home that's converted into a mosque. And that's really what we've been praying in for almost 45 years. And we outgrew it 15, almost 20 years ago.
I moved to the United States in 2001. And the idea of a new masjid has been there since before I came. And so it's been a long time coming. Everyone's looking forward to it. Everybody wants this. It's just, we don't have the means to build it.
We're very close to having the approvals from the city that are needed in order to begin the construction project. We're hopeful of having all of that finalized by fall of 2025. All of the other pieces are there. All of the other elements of what makes a community strong are there. We have the vibrancy, we have the solid base in terms of Muslims who have practiced and lived in Auburn, Alabama for decades and decades. I grew up in Auburn. I used to go to this masjid when I was a young child, and now I have the privilege and the blessing of taking my own children to the masjid. And we've been contributing over so many years to be able to undertake a bigger project, to be able to create that space. And we need the Ummah's help to be able to pull it through, to serve the students and the community in the way that I hope we're able to do.
Other kids see, their friends have beautiful churches. And I know this is kind of the superficial part of it. Beautiful churches and beautiful events. And church members are able to invite other people that are not churchgoers because they have the space.
We are in the Bible Belt. This area is known for the large churches with all the amenities. And those folks are our friends, but they're also friends with our children. They are inviting our children to their churches, and we can hold off and say, well, you don't have to go to church, let's go to the masjid and play ping pong.
I wasn't fully ashamed, but I just didn't feel like I was able to invite someone just regularly because I had to think about how they would perceive it.
For me, the masjid kind of helped me learn how to be a Muslim. I felt like my life and my friends mostly came from school. It wasn't really until my parents decided to enroll me into the masjid for Sunday school did I kind of discover this whole other side of my identity. It's important that I had that exposure to other people within the Muslim community.
We don't have a community with a large masjid for another hour in the radius. So a lot of people that are looking for a place to move to where they would have a family that could attend the masjid, to have that connection, they would opt to move to Auburn because the school systems are good. And really there is a big gap for a Muslim family. And that's the potential of what we could have is a growing Muslim community, a growing Muslim family base.
It really deserves more than that. For all of the good it's given to the community over the past few decades, it deserves something back. For a lot of people, especially for reverts, it's their first introduction into Islam. It has such a big role in the Muslim community in Auburn and even I would say in the United States. It really deserves an environment that it tries to create.